Over to Leanne now to just take a look at the seats and how the ultimate outcome played out. Let's just have a look at who garnered what and how the election unfolded. Leanne?
Yeah, so let's have a look at this because it's quite incredible to see now that everything has been finalized, the results are in, and we can now get a complete picture of what went on. So this is the national results that you're looking at the moment. So with 40% of the votes, we've got the ANC. Then, of course, the DA come in with 22% of those votes. And then, of course, the MK party, 15% of the votes. So this is what it looks like. These are the top three parties. Of course, you've got the EFF in there as well, but they came in with 9% of the votes. At the moment, we're only looking at the top three parties. So this is the national result. Let's now break it down. Now we're in the Eastern Cape. So the Eastern Cape is where we take a look and see how the ANC did, a very big stronghold. I mean, Sakina, I suppose we did expect at this point that the ANC were going to dominate here, and they did. 62% outright majority in the Eastern Cape. So that's what we're looking at the Eastern Cape. 15% for the DA, 10% for the EFF. Eastern Cape, Sakina, any views on this?
No, I think it played out pretty much as expected. Also, the Eastern Cape, this is one of their two provinces where they really held steady, and also didn't see much movement for all parties in the Eastern Cape, pretty much as it was.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was no surprises coming in there. All right, the next province that we're moving on to now is the Northern Cape. And here we see a bit of a different picture emerging here. We've got the ANC getting 49% of this vote. We've got the DA with 21% and the EFF at 13%. So Northern Cape, this is how you voted. This is what it looks like this morning. So there has to be a partnership here as well. Look, 49%, the ANC can move in with a couple of smaller parties and garner that majority there.
Yeah, it's one of the provinces where the ANC has lost their majority. They obviously on 49%, which means they need at best one of the smaller parties to just get that 1%. So there is definitely going to be a coalition, but of course it depends on the coalitions and the agreements that are made at national that will have an impact on the provincial level as well. But just shy the ANC of a majority in the Northern Cape. So it's going to be interesting to see how they ultimately decide to approach this coalition.
Yeah, I know. So that's very much so what we're waiting for, and that's what these next couple of days are going to bring about. But here's the Western Cape now. So the DA maintaining that stronghold there, 55% is the final result for the Western Cape. Also, the ANC getting 20% of the vote, and there's that Patriotic Alliance. They came out. They did. They certainly did come out there, and they showed an 8% vote on that side. So it really was quite an impact for them, Sakina, for the Patriotic Alliance coming in and actually getting 8% of the vote. Did you expect a stronger showing from them, though, or was that a good entry into it?
I think they expected a stronger showing as the Patriotic Alliance. This is how it played out, though. But of course, a good showing for them onto the scene there for the Patriotic Alliance. But as I say, with the work that they put in, I think they expected to do better in the Patriotic Alliance. And this, of course, the provincial seat allocation there. And for the seat race, the Democratic Alliance, of course, 24 seats in the provincial legislature, followed by the ANC with 8, the Patriotic Alliance getting 3 seats there, EFF 2, ACDP, Al Jamaah Good, the NCC and Freedom Front Plus each coming in with 1 seat.
All right, let's move on to the next province now, and this, of course, is the Free State. So, Free State, this is how you voted. For the ANC there, we can see that they received 52% of the vote. So, again, another stronghold there for the ANC and the Free State. You've got the DA sitting at 22%, and, of course, the EFF they've got 14% of the vote. So this one, again, another one for the ANC. But of course, as always, we've also got your seats here. So Sakina, this is what it looks like.
Indeed, ANC 16 of the seats there. The DA 7 of the provincial legislature seats. The EFF got 4. ACT, MK and Freedom Front Plus a seat each.
Right, now, Gauteng. This was a very hot province, and we still don't know what's going to happen in Gauteng, honestly. So let's look at the numbers, though. So Gauteng, this is how you voted. For the ANC, 35% of the vote. That is what Gauteng voted for. 27% of the votes went towards the DA. And there is Julius Malema, his EFF, with 13%. So big discussions happening here to see who controls the financial capital of South Africa, that being Gauteng. SK, seat allocations, so it's also a close race here.
It certainly is. The ANC coming in with 28 of the provincial legislature seats. The DA garnered 22, EFF 11, MK 8 seats in the Gauteng provincial legislature. Action SA on the board there with 3, the Patriotic Alliance 2, Freedom Front Plus 2, and then ACDP, BOSA, IFP and Rise Mzansi, they each come in with 1 seat in the Gauteng provincial legislature.
KZN, this is the one that's got people speaking. It really has. I mean, this is what we were watching so closely, and many people were like, wow, look at what is going on in KwaZulu-Natal. Well, look what happened in the vote in KwaZulu-Natal. Started seeing it from early on, these votes, and the big margin that the MK had got there. I mean, look at this. 45% of the vote went to the MK party. Then, the next strongest party, of course, was the IFP. And a massive drop for the ANC. Look at this, 17% of the vote. I mean, this is a picture, I think, that has got people speaking. And now, of course, KwaZulu-Natal is definitely going to be one that is going to be run by the MK party. So, SK, here we go.
Yeah, another province lost there by the ANC after the Western Cape. So MK here, they were a bit disappointed because they wanted an outright victory in KwaZulu-Natal. They at some point were saying they were expecting about 55%, 45% is what they managed to garner, and that translates to these are the seat allocations regionally: MK 19, IFP 8, the ANC 7, DA 6 and EFF 1.
All right, so there we go. That is very much so the results of elections 2024. So we broke it down to the provinces. A few we haven't taken a look at. The Northwest we haven't looked at, in Mpumalanga. Perhaps we'll have a chance to do those a little bit later on in the program. But we wanted to just give you a snapshot of what we've got at the moment, as well as the seat allocations in those provincial legislatures. So there you go, South Africa. If you weren't awake yesterday to see the final results, those were them. We'll bring you more.